guys, welcome to
Women Wellness Events Podcast.
Yes, and today is we have a guest speaker, something amazing. Today we are
Today's episode is about Gen Z.
Yes, and today I'm actually coming from my accounting work, and I am really happy to have one of the owners, I'm not going to mention the names, of where I work for, is here. Andrew Arbini. Come on up.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, you?
Doing good. Good to be here today. Thank you so much for the invite. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
On short notice as well.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. And Andrew, tell us about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I am 27 years old, and I grew up just doing the same thing every kid did, kind of playing soccer, playing football, dabbled a little bit in tennis, and eventually grew up, went off to college. Wasn't necessarily my favorite thing in the world. I made it all the way to the end of my junior year, and then I ended up going and moving to Arizona. Got pretty heavily into partying, unfortunately.
Oh, we all did. I
Yeah.
have stories like that too.
Yep. And during COVID, when COVID hit, I think I was facing like a lot of what I would call like party depression. So I ended up,
That
that's where you
party.
drink so much alcohol and are around so much high energy, vibrant people all the time that it just wears you out,
So you're in a party but depressed.
I was, yes. I was going out all the time, drinking.
Wow. Usually when I'm depressed, I don't want to party. I have my own pity. No, but it's really, that's a term.
It's a term I'm making up, I guess, but
No, but it's
I've
party
never heard of
depression.
that.
Do you party when you're depressed?
No, I'm usually a happy drinker.
Yeah.
I think it was just the momentum of life was that. I was going out 4 days a week all the time, like drinking. And then I'd wake up hungover, depressed. So I'd be low. And then at night I'd get excited. So then I'd want to go and party.
Okay. So I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm aging myself, but you know what? I'm proud. I'm proud to age. I am Gen, what am I? Your mom told me. I'm Gen X.
Gen X.
She's millennial on the cusp, and he's Gen Z.
Yes.
Okay, so define party at 27 because I have a little sister at 30. Because my party, I partied at the club. We danced.
Actually, never been clubbing, so.
Really?
No, we
not.
danced.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
We just danced. That's all. All girls, like 20, and stay away from guys. We're just dancing on the middle of the floor. That was us. But what is party? Santa Clarita party?
No. I moved off to Scottsdale, which
Arizona
is
party.
huge party
So
scene.
how is that?
Well, there's two party areas in Arizona. There's Tempe.
Your mom knows this story.
Yes,
Okay.
all the stuff. We're good.
He's trying to just
No,
in case
no,
your
we're
mom's
good.
Watching.
No.
Okay.
Two party areas. Tempe, which is like the college town, and Scottsdale is more like once you're out of college, you go there all the way up until you'll meet like 80-year-olds there. And it is club vibes, like 100% music, blasting as loud as it can go. You're
House,
drinking,
hip hop, everything.
rap, hip hop,
Okay.
pop, everything, mix ups, and you're there to find a pretty girl or dance on somebody, and it's as party as it can get. I never got into drugs, but there's a lot of drugs
That's
there.
good.
Lots of
That's good.
cocaine and stuff like that. So
I did pot. I'm grown. I did pot. I slept. I didn't like pot because it's a downer. I slept at the party. And I was like, man, I don't like
not your thing.
I'm more of an upper.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
So
I'm
I think-
lightweight.
So I think like going there and doing that, 4 days, 5 days a week sometimes, definitely always on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I didn't work back then. So I
Yeah.
was I did, but I didn't. And so I was basically prioritizing partying and going out with my friends. And that, when COVID hit and that hit at the same time, it was very difficult to go out and do that because that was my normal daily routine.
Wow.
Wow.
So I wanted to come back my mom at the time visited me with my dad, and they were like, "You're not looking so good. Like, we think you should come home." And I'm like, "Okay, drinking takes a toll on you, And so I wanted to do that. So I came home, and that's right when we launched our business.
Wow.
That's funny because I did talk to your mom, and she's like, "I was praying for him," and then all of a sudden he came home. So it's just amazing, a praying mom. I had to put that there. Now it's like piecing together because that's the other side of the story.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
So I moved back here, and I actually lived with my parents for 9 months, and that was really weird for me because I moved out at 18, and I hadn't lived with them, and it was my goal never to, but the place I was trying to buy fell out of escrow, and so it took some time to find a new place.
What was weird about it?
Being 23 and sharing a space with them again, because they were more flexible to the fact that I was 23, but they were also like, we go to bed at 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I've been going to bed at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Party. Okay. But your mom was cooking probably every day. No?
Back then, no, she was in the heat of all that stuff going on.
Oh, yeah. That.
No, she would wake up at 4 in the morning and be toast by 6 p.m. So
wow, that's early.
Yeah. And so I started helping her with that, and then obviously out came the company that we work for today.
Yes.
But
he interviewed me, and I was
really?
done. I was done with corporate America. I was praying. I said, Lord, if you want me to be here, I'm gonna be myself. So it was like my worst interview for me because I wasn't pleasing you guys. I just said, I'm not diplomatic. And your mom loved that.
What did you think when you interviewed her?
we interviewed 3 people that day.
Oh, I didn't even know
You
that.
were you were the last person. And ironically, I was interviewing her with someone who works for my aunt. I wasn't even interviewing her with someone from our company. I interviewed her with Michelle. Do you remember?
Yes.
That was kind of strange. But the first guy was super weird, super creepy, acting, sounding. I did not like his body language, very nefarious, for lack of a better term. The second person was very boring. And then you were the third.
She's not boring.
No, and
Well,
she was definitely sick of corporate America.
Yes, I said, I'm not diplomatic. If you guys go. So my old jobs, they will always ding me for this. Hasmin, you gotta be political. In spaces, you have to be political. I'm like, well, I can't lie. I'm not diplomatic. So I was thinking of going to masters in communication because I'm like, okay, something's wrong with me. They said diplomatic. So I have to be able to say a pig has a lipstick. Can be. I suck at that. But then now you guys are embracing who I am. And then he asked, what do you do personally? I said, I'm a Jesus freak. And then he smiled and he's like, oh, you're like my mom. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
and I was like, oh my God, Lord, this is it. So here we are.
Nice.
And one thing that is in Andrew's heart is Los Angeles. Remember that time at the conference room? You, me, and
My mom?
yes.
Yeah, recently.
So tell us, you said you had an encounter with God and your heart for LA.
Yes. I think at that time I was feeling a spiritual awakening, which I shared with her, that was very passionate. It woke me up to the depths of my soul, of feeling what...
You had a dream?
No, I just woke up and I felt this inside of me. It was sort of like, it felt like anxiety, but like a sense of purpose-filled anxiety, for lack of a better term. I feel like normally with people with anxiety, they will be squashing their purpose. But in this instance, I was uplifted and I had that inner sense of I need to do something. So I started to look around and say okay, what is it that I need to do? It wasn't revealed overnight, It was very slow in its revelation. And what it ended up being, cutting to the chase, was a huge transition within my relationship with the person who I'm still dating to this day. And actually, we just hit 1 year. So on January 1st. Thank you. And I won't get into it too much about her situation, but we had some issues with her family. And it was really trying to help her transition through that, and creating boundaries and barriers for her own safety, mentally, not so much physically. She's totally fine, but really helping her navigate those waters, which ironically growing up, I never really had to do with my family, you know? I didn't have to do those things. I think my parents sort of already laid those out within our relationship. I remember I was like 13 or 14 years old and my dad's like, hey, as you hit puberty, you know, you're going to get more testosterone. I'm a man, I have it too. You know, we can either be butting heads all the time or we can use our words and actually talk through things.
Your dad said that?
Yeah. When I was 14 and I didn't understand.
I got beat. But anyways, those are good.
Yeah. I got beat, but you're good.
It's a Gen X thing.
It is.
Is it? Yeah, it
It
is.
has to be, right?
So, yes.
So growing up in that scenario helped me create those boundaries and those things. And seeing her have a different relationship with her family was different for me.
Opener.
It was. You know, you really learn a lot about yourself and what you have going and what you don't have going for you when you date somebody or marry someone or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was at least part of the start of that anxiety, purpose-filled passion, right? To help her with her things. At the same time, my parents were going through their own issues with their home. You know, their house was, covered in mold and they couldn't buy their new house fast enough. It was just not possible at the time. And so I'd help them, they ended up moving like 3 times before they finally got to close escrow on their house. So that was chaotic. But anyways, to your question and your point, about LA, in that moment, I realized that a lot of people in LA don't have these boundaries. They don't understand the simple aspects of relationships among people. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, Yasmin, oh, go ahead.
What do you mean by that? Like relationship amongst people, like not sociable? Because LA is crazy. LA doesn't say hi to each other.
I mean, too open.
We don't say, no, LA is not like, when you go down the street, do you see them, hey, how you doing?
Oh, is that what you mean?
It's to a certain degree, yes. There is the sense of like, people are rude in LA. Mm-hmm. If you're not from here, like, come here. And I know a lot of people do want to come here and they're kind of shocked when they get here, like, oh man, the city's kind of dirty, but it has its cool moments. But more what I'm referencing is, and this is something I had to learn about really quickly and apply with my relationship, was love language. Are you guys familiar with the term?
Yes.
Normally people classify it for actual boyfriend, girlfriend relationships or whatever those types of relationships are, but they're actually very much about interpersonal relationships with people in general. So you're looking at, like for example, my girlfriend, she is a words of affirmation person.
Right.
So I'm not. I could care less. Someone could tell me good job and I'm like, actions speak louder than words for me. So there's all these different love languages. I think there's 5 or 6 of them. And it was all about learning that for her and I. And then realizing that, oh my gosh, like this is very applicable to people outside of my just relationship with her. And that I can actually understand what a person needs from me and I can go and apply that. And so in LA, to answer your question, it's a lot of people guessing and not a lot of communication. It's a lot of people not fulfilling those things for other people.
I think not a lot of people are present.
Oh, that as well.
Which
yeah.
I think goes beyond just LA. Mm-hmm. But not being present means healing is lacking. Okay. And because I was not present. It's something that I have to deal with because I grew up my parents were, I'm just looking at the camera just in case there's no there's emotional abandonment. Mm-hmm. We'll be on at the table. We were not ourselves in the house. Mm-hmm. We couldn't be ourselves because there was a standard that my dad had. Like, you have to be this, you have to be that. So we were one thing in the house and another thing outside.
Of course.
So there wasn't a space of failure. Your mom and dad had that, right? Like, I think they did. Like, they allowed you to be.
Yes.
And that is really,
allowed me to fail and encouraged me and lift me back up. Yes.
See, that's key. Oh, I got the B. Like, I think I was 4 or 5. My dad goes, 1 times 1. And then he figured out, oh, she's smart. Okay, 10 times 10, and he kind of trained me like that, but with a ruler. If I mess up, like spank.
So don't
Old
mess up.
school. So I was like, oh,
Very
God.
traditional, yeah.
You heard about that?
I'm just familiar, you know.
Yeah. So I had a lot of failures, you know, because it's more so rebellion to my dad. You know what? It's like it's not enough. The heck with it, you know. But I end up well. Yeah, I couldn't juggle the party. It's like, oh my God, like they bunked me with like seniors in college.
Nice.
And I was like, hey, you want to go party? I'm like, yeah, what is that?
What is a party?
Yes.
Balloons? Oh, blow, never mind.
No.
Just kidding.
Seniors, they were drinking.
Yeah.
So I was drinking at, yeah, that's okay. I'm legal now, way legal. And I don't even drink. Wow, that's very interesting.
Yeah. So I think it all connects back to, I mean, so many things, especially in LA. But if I had like one wish, I guess, it would be that people find, if I had two wishes, they find a way to find God in a way that embodies themselves. I think there's like, when I heard about religion, I grew up, you know, going to Sunday school. But when I really found God was like when I found it myself. It was like in my own setting, in nature, you know, in my own atmosphere. And that's really where my relationship developed. I think with people here, they're so addicted to technology that they're not able to really escape that and have a relationship with God.
Okay, let's talk about addicted to technology.
Yeah.
I mean, there's degrees. I mean, you know, I know the basic, but I'm not, as you guys can see, I'm not as advanced. I think it's good for me that I'm not advanced so that I just stay limited there. But give me like normal. Like my sister is about 30. She will text me and I'm like, okay, I can't. It's fast. Like you're texting too fast. Like it's like I just texted her. Give it about 10 seconds. It's like coming in. I'm like, I can't.
You're more about calling.
Yeah, and she doesn't like. You guys don't like to pick up, or most of the generation doesn't like to pick up the phone.
It's ironic. I'm the other way around. I actually hate texting, but I understand how my generation works. So I fit in. I know how to fit in.
So they really don't pick up.
No. I mean, unless it's an emergency or their mom's calling them. Like, it still annoys me to this day when my dad calls me. I'm like, dude, just text me, bro. Like, you're asking me a stupid question, you know?
Oh, he called.
He calls me all the time, and he'll call me back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, stop.
Yeah, I'd rather
So
answer
text.
text messages better.
Prior to working at the company we work at, I was pro texting. Now I realize, okay, I'm in the professional world. I gotta, you know, fit in.
So okay, when you say the social media addiction, give me a sample because I'm not around a lot of younger kids, younger generation.
I think the best example to give is like about yourself. I don't know if you're addicted to anything like social media wise, but I know you're a very capable person, and I've received emails from her at like 3 a.m. But
Really?
yeah,
When?
I don't know, like statements, accounting statements and stuff. But that's impossible to do if you're addicted to something like TikTok, you know, and you never sleep. That's a very good example where people are addicted to the blue light and they're scrolling for hours. And then they try to go to sleep and then they have sleep issues. And then they wake up the next day tired and then they have depression. And it's one big mountain.
You said they wake up and they get depressed.
From lack of sleep, yeah.
Interesting. So I do lymphatic massages. I had a client actually last week. Beautiful young lady. She's a scientist. I thought she was a model, but she's a scientist.
Yeah.
Very accomplished. And I was like, why are you here? Because it looks like she's healthy, right? And the Spirit of God came to me and I was like, are you depressed? She started crying. High functioning depression. And I said, why? Everything is like good. She probably makes more than I do. The pressure of the standard of I think everyone in her family is like getting married at a young age. It's like her culture.
And she's not.
And she's not. And I just told her, kind of my testimony, and I said, you do you know there's some married people that are depressed and doesn't want to be married, and are lonely married. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen those. Okay, so if you are not happy with yourself, you know, you're just a man in a marriage and a ring is not gonna fulfill that.
Correct.
And she basically received deliverance because deliverance is for the desperate. God was already talking to her. God was like pulling her in already. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm in a spa setting. And I just had to say, I command every fear to come out. She just started bawling. And she said she's done EMDR. EMDR is for trauma. And what else? Talk therapy, everything. And she said that treatment I had just kind of delivered her. And then all of a sudden, God told me suicide. And I was like,
wow, she was that far?
I was like, do you have suicidal thoughts? And she's like, no. And then I'm like, okay, Holy Spirit, I'm not picking up correctly. Do you want to give up? Feelings of giving up. And she just ripped it. She's like, oh, yes, because what's the point? And I just told her, I said, okay, this is one of those seasons where you have to go through. There's no shortcut. And she's like, yeah, I know. Okay. And in those moments, I'm not really an encourager. I'm a different kind of encourager. Like, I'm more like, I'm going to go slap you. Like,
tough
get
love,
out. Like, tough love. So I said, okay, great. Because you got to go through it. I said, you're going to have to face all your emotions and just cry. If you have to cry this whole week, get a pity party with a balloon and just start laughing. Literally, that's just the thing. Get a balloon, black balloons, have a pity party, eat, I don't know, pig out, and just say how horrible your life is. Sometimes you just have to let it go.
Just to go through it, yeah.
Okay. And then when you're done, about fifth day, I said, hopefully 1 week. And I just told her, get up and look how beautiful you are and how beautiful life is. And she started laughing. And then she left, and I was like, okay, Lord, that was weird. And she's like, how many treatments do I have to come back here? I don't know, girl. This was not a treatment. I said, I massaged her head for like 40 minutes. And I did her stomach was hurting. Wow. And it was flat. She has nice abs. I'm like, what is wrong? It was just all that depression. She couldn't get out of the depression. And it's amazing because in 2019, 2020, I was on depression pills. It was more so demonic. Wow. It was like it sat on me. And I didn't believe in depression. It sat on me. And I had to, like, in 3 months, I had to take, those depression pills. I couldn't believe it. And on the 3rd month, I told the Lord, get me out of here. Get me out of here. Like, I'll lose it all. Just get me out of here. There was a miraculous healing that took place. And so this whole month of January, I've been encountering a lot of suicides and depression. Wow. And, oh man, Lord.
Well, Gen Z has the highest suicide rate.
Is that true?
Out of all the other generations.
Makes
is
sense.
That true? Or you don't know?
I don't know the statistics, but I believe it.
It was like around 46%.
This was in my heart. I was going to do a reel. God was telling me for 2 days, but now it's reeling. I actually prayed this over one minister this Sunday. It's the spirit of rejection, which when you get rejected and abandoned or feeling of offense, the depression kicks in. Can't believe I'm going to do this. But if you're a believer, you claim Jesus is Lord. If you ever thought that you're rejected, you need to repent. And I'm going to say a prayer right now. If you're feeling any type of rejection, repeat this after me. Father God, I repent for even thinking less of what you created, because everything you created is beautiful. I am beautifully and wonderfully made. So I bind spirit of rejection and I lose the Prince of Peace, the love of God, in the name of Jesus. Sorry,
Amen.
I had to say that.
You're good?
It's good?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other?
I think maybe just touching upon the depression thing a little bit more is, I think the social media side, like, it's an addiction, like, where you don't feel normal if you're not participating in it.
What?
Yeah, so it's not like an addiction like to pills or something like that. It's more like a life feels normal when you're doing it, and when you're not doing it, there's almost a
That's-
longing to go back to it.
Deep.
So if you notice that about yourself, then maybe it's time to take a break.
Okay, I never thought of it like that's a whole level of media addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Say that again. Do you know this? We're old, but no. This, it's not funny.
It's like it's a longing to go and participate in this in a way that is.
So they want to be liked.
Well, that is that aspect, yes. So if you're a creator,
That's one aspect.
yeah, if you're a creator, like you're actively creating content, videos, photos, going for likes, then that's kind of like the symptoms that you're dealing with the lady who is suicidal. I'm more referring to the people who sit up late at night just scrolling TikTok, and that's all they do with their life. Builds anxiety, depression.
There are those
Yeah. A lot of them.
in the Gen Z, or
There's no millennials. as
Probably
well.
millennials, yeah. I mean, I've seen it with not really my mom, but my dad in the past. He's gotten addicted to it, and then, it'll affect his emotions.
Dad, we're gonna edit this part.
No, it's fine. He doesn't care.
He's fine.
It's fine.
You sure?
It'll affect his emotions,
Okay.
and then he'll realize it, and he's smart. He's a smart guy, and he'll be like,
Okay.
okay, I need to stop. Like, this has gone too far. It's kind of like if you've ever seen like a movie, or like you watch, you binge watch a Netflix show, and you start to get a little more emotional in life, kind of like embodying those characters.
Yeah.
That's where it's sort of that same sort of sense. People have their favorite creators, just like they have their favorite Netflix shows. So the way, to answer your question from before, I don't like that about LA. It seems like that's a huge culture here, is either you're a creator and you're creating these videos, or you're watching these videos and you're a consumer. And so I think the biggest change that I would like to see, and hopefully your guys' podcast can do that, is ironically get people off the internet.
And go to YouTube.
Yeah.
The podcast.
Get off YouTube and all these sites in
Okay.
general, but go out and actually experience nature, because to what
Right.
you said, the world is beautiful, you're beautiful, God is beautiful, but you can never know that if you're watching other people live their lives
It
instead of
makes
living
you
your
feel
own.
disconnected.
So
It
there
does.
is something happening in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I have a client. She is actually works. She's a director, producer in Hollywood. Production is slow in Hollywood. Very, very slow. They are outsourcing production in China and Australia and Canada.
Yeah.
So there's a shaking in Hollywood. Yeah. So, which I'm very, very surprised. So I don't. Have you seen movies? I mean, are the theaters even open?
They're pretty empty.
They're empty. I was talking to Tony about that actually today.
It's.
We were talking about how there's been no great movies come out, like in his opinion. And I'm like, I agree. I don't even watch movies anymore, though. I'd rather watch a YouTube
Rosemary
video.
did.
True.
She does.
That's all your,
Yeah.
like, no offense in this, but that's like your guys' generational thing. Like, before your guys' generation, movies were still black and white.
Blockbuster closed stuff.
They were. So now my form is Netflix.
Do you know about Blockbuster?
Of course.
Yes.
Redbox.
Yep.
Redbox. Oh,
Blockbuster.
that
All
one
of
was
them.
taken away quick, huh?
I think there's still locations, actually. I just don't
No
think they do very
way.
good. Yeah.
Really?
hmm
Um.
But now there's like Amazon Box and I don't know. There's-
Okay. This electronic cars like Tesla, and then now there's Tesla solar panels.
Tesla Solar, Tesla
Did your
Internet.
mom just
Yeah, she has it.
Tesla? What is a Tesla
That's
solar
good.
panel like?
It's basically a roof tile. You know what a roof tile is?
No,
You don't know what a roof tile is?
it is in the expense report, but yeah. Sorry. Okay, explain.
It's a roof tile that goes on a roof.
tile. Okay.
And instead of it being made out of whatever that plasticky stuff
solar.
is, it's a solar
Fiberglass.
panel. So it's a mini solar panel that they just disguise as a roof tile. So it looks completely normal. Like,
So your mom can have greenhouse?
yeah, she has, oh, that's not the right term, but yeah. She has like a full, yeah, she has a green experience where it's like
She does. Yeah.
her electricity bill is essentially $0 because her solar absorbs it all.
It's amazing.
She has like the backup and yeah. No, it's
I
cool.
just can't do the cars. Oh my god. Like you have that car. The
I used
Tesla.
to. I sold it.
You sold it.
For this
Why?
reason that we're talking about. This whole depression from technology. Because I noticed
You
my
got
entire
depressed
life,
from Tesla.
Wow.
my entire
That
life,
is
think about it.
huge.
I'd wake
Yeah, I
up,
know.
I'd wake up, I'd go on my phone on
Yeah,
Instagram,
yeah.
I'd scroll, then I'd get in the shower with
Okay.
my speaker up above playing music,
You have that?
then I'd go in my car, just like a normal speaker, you know? Then I'd get in my car, which is technology, then I get to work,
You don't even drive. You just set it and then it drives. I can't.
Wow.
get off,
I get. I just. I
Yeah.
I
That
get
is
nervous.
too much.
get out,
It's
go
too much for
inside,
you?
we're watching a
Yes.
projector, you know how it is. Look how much
Hold
life
up.
is on
So
technology.
you don't even drive 5 minutes from your home. You just. It's already set.
Click the
Wow.
navigation. I click search, then I go to work, double
She's
tap this
5
thing,
minutes away from work.
and then it takes me there. All the way to the driveway.
So
But then you
definitely manual cars out of the question.
But you have to plug it,
You do have to charge it.
and you're like every day.
Not every day. It's a better experience than a gas car, I'll tell you that.
So I am not really responsible with cars. I'm just gonna say that. You know, I just am not. I used to have like Audi, Mercedes, and the CFO that I work for. He's like, Hasmin, you park like really far. I'm like, I know. You're Audi. So it's kind of like I had to come to a realization. Okay, I can't have this luxury car. Let me just go in the middle Lexus because I just will wait to pump gas. I don't know.
So electric car's great for that. Because you
Yeah,
get
but
home and
then
you plug
I
it
have
in.
I have to plug it in. So I'm scared. If you know
You
how
can
many
get it
times.
installed in your house.
Anyways, I'm
Yeah.
good right now. I'm good with my car. Okay, sometimes you accept things that you're just, not good at, and that's
Cars.
good. Cars.
Yasmin and
It's
cars,
just-
not it.
Yeah, and I hear my dad, you have to, and my dad was like mechanical engineer, so he's like on it, and I didn't pick it up. But you know what? Whatever. I'm good at other stuff. You know?
Teach their own.
Wow, so you let it go.
Yeah, I had to. I was going crazy. Too much technology. Everywhere I looked. Everything I did had technology. My oven,
Deep.
it has Bluetooth, my microwave,
You have
Wi-Fi.
what?
It's just how things are built now. I can go on my phone and turn on my little jacuzzi, the heater for it. That's how I heat my jacuzzi. It's not a button on the side of it.
I am thankful that I'm stuck in my
It's a blessing.
whoa, though I do sound like how my dad was when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
So am I supposed to I have to embrace technology somehow because we're going there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared of it.
We're already there.
Yeah.
Are you advanced? He said his
No,
oven
I'm
has
trying
Bluetooth.
to keep
He
up.
said
but-
his oven has Bluetooth. What do you mean?
That's how I can turn on my oven from my phone.
I
Across
wouldn't
the
get a
house.
Tesla.
Well, okay, so, but then I was talking to Rosemary, just in case we were preparing for like the election and stuff like that. I wanted to buy like those VW Volkswagen because it's so manual.
Oh, there's like no technology, just the radio.
Yeah, so if everything like stopped, I'm like, okay, let me get my, my bug.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I could still, okay. So would you survive in those,
Can I survive personally? Yes.
okay, so if all technology goes down,
Yes.
you could.
Yes.
Because you detox now.
I developed the skills to function outside of it.
But if you didn't do those steps, you probably
Then I would look like the 48% statistic. I mean, not to joke about those people, but it's true.
Okay, let's
It's
talk
gonna be tough.
about that. So if do you have any friends that are in it still?
What?
Like
Like a
Just-
Depression from social media?
or technology, like just
Oh,
rely-
absolutely. Everybody. My entire generation. You name one of my friends, they're in it.
That is true.
My girlfriend's in
girlfriend.
it, you know? The only...
Just throw
To a certain degree, I am too. No, I love her, and, she's
no,
awesome.
I know.
It's something we talk about, though.
So okay, so if technology like
Mm-hmm.
2020 shut down,
Okay.
they wouldn't. It will be hard to survive.
For them, maybe they wouldn't, not all of them would choose suicide, but the overwhelming
Did
bearing...
you just say suicide like to that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2020, a lot of people were getting depressed because they couldn't socialize in person.
So they ended up creating online relationships.
Right.
Whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, or friendships, or whatever
I had
it
a ball
is.
in 2020.
You had a mall?
Ball. Like I had
Oh.
a good time. Yeah.
Well, so you had your generation who is planting gardens and redoing their kitchen, and you had my generation who's online taking their COVID checks, and
I am not. I'm in the cusp. Cusp.
you have your old generation over here.
Dang, no.
Just kidding. No, but it's true. So the COVID checks you guys were receiving were put toward home renovations and gardens and quality. My generation was putting it toward, stock trading online, GameStop, or gambling, or buying useless stuff online. And
Okay, what you just said,
Instant gratification.
stock trading, you're into that.
yes,
Okay, so I have a friend, he was trying to like get me into it, and I'm just so conservatively like frugal. Okay, give us a little kind of,
like a summary of
no tips.
give stock tips,
Yes, why
give
not?
financial advice.
Why not? Like the most you made, why not?
The most I made.
27.
I'll tell you this: when I was in Arizona, my roommate and I wanted to throw a mansion party.
Okay. By the way, January 25, Women Wellness Mansion Party. We tell Brooke to come.
A mansion party?
We are having one.
Are you really?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll send.
That'll be on her podcast session.
Who?
Burks.
Burke has a podcast.
No, when she's on here.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Burke, come.
She's giggly and fun and laughing all the
Yes.
time.
Nice.
Yeah. It's bathing suit. We provide a rope.
Yes.
Why?
This is funny.
Well, no, it's all women.
Yes, only women.
Only women.
Anyways, so for the mansion party, my
Yes.
roommate was in the Air Force at the time and needed money to
Yeah.
afford this. And it was like a $30,000 Airbnb expense with all the alcohol and pretty much just us funding it.
30,000
$30 grand,
one day.
4 days.
For
Well,
the
the party
mansion
was
party.
1 day, but it was for 4th of July, so
And
we stayed there.
everybody's free to come.
Guys had to pay $10 at the door, girls are free.
Don't say that. Edit that. Because of our price. Look.
This is in Arizona, though. So
That's in
the prices
Arizona.
can go up in LA.
Yeah, it's
Inflation and...
Beverly Hills.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
And
So,
it's the kids.
yeah.
It's a kids' party.
So my roommate made a stock trade on something called TLT. It's for bonds. And
Is that our website?
he made I think it was 19 grand on minutes. Just woke up, 6:30 a.m., market opens, buys in, made the bet, placed the bet, and
No, how much though? How much put in?
$600.
And he made 19K.
Yep.
Which one did he pick? He just went and.
He went for TLT, that stock right there.
But why did he pick this?
There's a way you can... So normally when you buy a stock, you want it to only go up. But there's a way that you can bet on it going down. Or you can bet on it going up. Same thing with sports betting. You can bet on a quarterback and say they're going to get less than 30 points.
Yeah.
So he did that on this. I was able to.
And it was right away.
Oh, yeah. It was 5 minutes, 10
Okay,
minutes.
call me, guys.
Wow.
But I want it fast. I want
So that's what I was
fast
doing.
ROI.
That's what I was doing. I was partying
I
and
think
trading.
But he trades.
Does he?
No,
I think he
that's
just
a
has a
question.
stock portfolio. He's very conservative in that manner. Like,
You think?
well, he's got two kids.
He has the.
Well, that's like a hobby.
He's a dirt biker.
Every guy needs their crazy hobby.
True.
No matter how.
You don't know. All I'm trying to say is, if he is, let me know, and I'll go in. I want a fast return,
I think he's more like long-term
long term.
success.
You don't know that.
That'd be my guess based on his personality. He's very conservative, right?
At the office,
His wife's the crazy one. She's the one who's,
there's a reason.
yeah.
Because he's crazy. I'm just
No,
kidding.
he's not crazy.
Well, it's a yin yang. I'm sorry, we're cutting that. No, it's a good thing. What I'm trying to say is, I do want to get into the stock thing. So I don't want to learn it. I just want the return.
You just want to make the money from it.
Yeah,
You don't want to put
it
in the
has
effort.
to be like Tony. Like, I'll be like, okay, good, because he's the CFO. Like, you know. But one time he did say, oh, it's easy to make money. Da, da, da. The way he said it though, he's not just talking about T-bills.
No.
He's talking
T-bills, you
about
don't make any money from.
Actually, Rosemary's good at it too. Anyways, yeah. So I'm down for that. I'm open to that. I was old school with that. So, yeah, you let me know.
The
See,
S&P 500.
So the generation are very smart, and I need to. This was really good. I need to be more open-minded. And do you know I have several people that used to work for me for like old company. They went up the ranks, your age, maybe a little older, but you know, within
Some
that
reason,
range.
yeah.
They became like controllers, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's not what we want. I'm just gonna create a shoe company. That's normal.
Yeah, why not? Chase your passion.
Yeah, so very smart.
That's like my generation's thing though. Like yours, I don't know, maybe the older generation of
We
yours.
want a 9 to 5. Well, it's kind of.
Well, his hard work pays off long term, right?
So my little sister, I know she's gonna be mad. I don't care. So I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, water bottle. Did I hurt your
Yeah.
feelings?
So this is getting juicy. So my little sister, actually, about I think 2 years ago, she had lunch with me. She's like, I'm bored with tax accounting. And I'm like, and I'm like, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna be a Pilates instructor. And I said, okay, hold on. And then he's like,
gonna be a Pilates
I was
instructor.
like, well, you're doing massages. You have a spa. Okay, but be smart, because mom is not gonna pay for your Lexus. Mom is not gonna pay for this. So I just kind of put her in perspective that if you quit your job that is paying a lot, mommy's not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Pilates is, look at the wage. I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying you can have a studio too. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I said, have both. And then when that exploded, then, you know, she listened to me. And then a year later, she became a manager. So that's my relationship with her.
She became a Pilates manager or
No.
manager of a
Tax-
business? Oh,
tax
manager.
manager.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
Gotcha.
I think she was kind of asking for my permission to be what you just said. What is that mentality?
You choose happiness over work. Seriously.
No,
No, because okay, here's how it breaks down.
no, you
Yours
need
is
money.
you need money so that you
Right.
can go and chase happiness. Mine is
No.
go get happiness so that you can chase money.
No, it's not that you need money. Hold on.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. You cannot idolize money, okay? Money can't control you. But let's
not saying
just,
idolize it.
Yeah, but let's just get real, okay? Money is a tool, okay? So all I'm trying to say is when you transition, especially with like my little sister, which I'm very proud of you, but there's just certain, and she could not listen to me. Be a Pilates instructor, you know? I mean, but it's when you go into business, it's a mentality. You have a business, you there's a lot of risk taking, and sometimes you don't see your return because you have to take risk.
You have
right?
to have a plan.
Yes, exactly. So she can't just say, I'm bored. And I asked her, I'm like, why do you want to, leave? I'm bored. And I said, well, any job could be boring.
Mm-hmm.
Because she actually does meal prep,
Mm-hmm.
but she has passion for it. You know, she loves to cook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, not in that capacity. You get what I'm saying? So,
But put it like this.
yeah.
This is you. We're going to put you in your sister's shoes. You can go and cook, and you can make money doing it.
Yes.
But for her, it's her passion. And she's making money doing it. So
There's a difference.
does sister do tax manager. She can do it. She's capable. She's smart enough. She did all the requirements, but it doesn't fulfill her.
I do understand that because I think she went to accounting because she followed my footstep. Either that or she's like in the health field. So I think she pleased my dad. You're right. Ultimately, it's happiness. But
there's also, with my generation, a success story to be told. The traditional success story was I got my job, I moved my way up, and I got that vice president to president to whatever role. My generation, it's can the entrepreneur make it?
yes,
And it doesn't have to be a crazy billion-dollar business,
Actually-
but it's can I go and do my own life? and make it?
we did meet. We hired somebody, marketing agent.
Oh, you're talking about previously.
No,
pre-
currently he basically is based in London. He's 27 years
Oh,
old.
you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant our company.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no,
what
no,
are
no,
you
no,
talking
no,
about?
no. Our us,
Mhm.
us. He's 27. He's a physics major from Oxford,
Mhm.
and he decided to quit his job.
Yeah.
And he has a marketing agency. So from
Yeah.
physics major, become marketing.
Because that's what he
Agent.
loves to do.
Go do what you want, and then you'll make
Actually,
money.
we
Right,
need.
you're right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I asked him. I said before I did business with him, I said, "Okay, you're young. Tell me. I'm an accountant, so talk to me in accounting terms why I need to hire you, because I'm the best. That's why I quit my job." I'm like, "Why?"
Yancy's
What-
like sold.
He's like, "What do you mean you're the best?" I just am the best with the companies I work for. And I really created this business because of ego. He's 27. And I was like, what do you mean? Elaborate.
Yeah, it makes
Is-
sense. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the
So-
best. Why wouldn't he do it?
But that is the
He sucks at being a professor. No offense if you're watching this, but
So basically, that is the current attitude of the generation.
if you're not doing something you like, then in your own mind, you're failing yourself.
Yeah.
Go do something you like. The money will come with it. You're also treating yourself good. You're living a life. You're living life.
Guys, just different mentality.
It is a
But
total
I-
different mentality.
It really is. I think it's with my generation. It's
A lot
like,
of the Gen Z don't like the whole 9 to 5 work schedule.
no.
Yeah, they'd rather be content creators, video games,
Mhm.
like
Yes. So I am really happy that you came here. I'm educated. I need to keep up,
But I will tell you, our generation understands what you guys are talking about, and we see the value in it, but we also think it's not the path we want to take to get to the same result.
ain't nobody got time for that.
No. Well,
that's
doesn't let our creative side out.
So he is speaking the truth.
Right.
Like
Like you're more into the whole creative.
So
aspect.
basically, we did the old school hard way to make a path for you guys, and now they're reaping the benefits of the quickness, and the wisdom.
Don't get me wrong, there's people that take shortcuts, and those people are not to be considered in this equation.
No,
but
this is a different kind of shortcut. It's more a shortcut on wisdom.
it's just.
But also, you're coming.
Have you
from
seen
a
that movie,
family
Pursuit of Happiness?
Which one?
Pursuit
with
of
Will
Happiness
Smith?
with Will Smith.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yes.
He's willing to do whatever it takes
To make
to
it
afford it for his son, to
Yes.
afford life for his son,
Yes.
so they don't live homeless
Yes.
anymore. It's kind of the same mentality. You want
Yeah.
to risk it all for your idea to work.
Yes.
So some people are willing to do that, and some people are willing to watch people
So
do
okay,
that.
so
Right.
first of all, guys, this just came to me.
Mm-hmm.
I had to face all my fears, and really break down to the bottom, okay? But what attracted it was, first of all, I work for his family, okay? Allows me, this is unheard of, being a financial controller and doing a podcast. And I know you're like, Mom, I told your mom, hey, we're interviewing your son. It's like, good. It's like,
Good.
He's like, what's what's the topic? I shared her a little bit. She's like, God, I think, yeah, she'll love this. But what I'm saying is to be embraced, because that is unheard of from other companies. They'll be like, what are you doing? His name's on the podcast.
Well, let me give you a good example.
Yeah.
This is my cousin. I love him dearly if he ever watches this. He's my age. We're 2 weeks apart, actually. And it's my aunt, my aunt, crazy aunt. Love her also. Her son. So he put in the work, he put in the hours, the dedication, everything,
The home build.
everything, yes. So he did all of that. So my cousin was raised on this mindset, but it didn't work for him. He went to Boulder and then ended up dropping out and failing out, really. So he kind of became the...
Not under them.
No, he needed to go on his own path. And
Yeah,
so
that's
when he finally understood that's what needed to happen and people stopped paying attention to him, he did. And now he just graduated Columbia with a 4.0,
Doing
kicking
what?
butt. Now he works for Deutsche Bank.
Nice.
Oh, more on
So
the
he failed out of
finance.
Boulder,
Yeah.
then went to Columbia. It's
Yeah.
way more prestigious, way better, and he feels purpose-driven
Yeah.
because he found his own way.
That's the key. Purpose driven.
Yes.
Right.
So
Yes.
chase your passion,
Yes.
your purpose. He knew he was
Yes.
meant for better than
Yes.
Boulder, but it was the hard work, put in, 14 hours a day. It just didn't work for him. He was working for, them, and he was making...
And the Gen X mentality is, this is what makes the most money. This is what you should do. Forget about your passion.
Either do that
Gen
or...
X, you talking about
Yes,
me?
yes.
Yeah.
But their
My
idea is
parents were like
start
that.
young.
I was like, hey,
Yeah.
you're talking about me? Sorry.
No, not the tiger parent
No.
approach. That's a different approach, but it fits in as well.
I think you just nailed it. Purpose. Okay.
Yes.
So for me personally, I have passion for accounting, and I have told this to you and your mom. I'm like, okay, you're gonna see me weird, unconventional, because I can't afford. For me personally, I can't afford to be tired, have anxiety, fear, because of the healing gifts, right? So sometimes I was workaholic. So God would sometimes tell me, sleep the whole day. Don't do that work. Okay? He will give me wisdom. Okay, tell your boss, can I extend the
date,
deadline
yeah.
or something? So I would not compromise my peace. I would not compromise my rest. Okay, after, what I have gone through, right? So at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., I might wake up, led by the Spirit, and crank it. Like the budget that I submitted for Tony, I literally did it last night for 2 hours. Because...
Oh, I saw your email. I also saw you emailing on Saturday, too.
Okay,
It's like, why is she working on a Saturday?
No, it's not that. Only it's a window of time.
It's an
Does it make
opportunity,
sense?
to get something
Where
done.
it's like, yeah, but it's Holy Spirit led. So it's kind of like my production is cut, but in odd hours. She also is odd. Like she I'm saying like sleep all day. I'm sorry.
I probably slept 8 hours in the last 3 days. So
What?
my schedule's crazy. I have
Yeah.
so much work.
Yeah, so I'm like, girl, you're like a DJ at a club. Like, wake up. So, but
I
she is
naps.
in her purpose. So there's a difference when you're in your purpose. The production is quicker. Like it's just, it's just your thing,
Yeah.
basically.
So going back to the religious thing, I felt that awakening, that calling, and it was purpose-driven. It was passion-driven. It was, driven by the Lord. So it was very much about, I need to wake up. And my human self is disregarded in this sense. It's almost like the shell gets taken off, and then the raw form of what armor I need to put on gets put on, and then I'm ready.
So actually,
Tiredness wasn't a thing.
when you he shared this to me at the conference room,
Yeah.
right? I got emotional because the Lord showed me that my son is home. My son is home. Because that's why right now when I see people before, when I was religious means it's just all about the law. I'm like, you want to go to church, come to church. But literally God himself will come to people and have an experience. Because when God captures a person's heart, that's it. That's it. That's the key. But then sometimes the religious folks will kind of like, and I was religious too, force the law, force like the, do this, go
Yeah.
to church, do that. And it's not effective. It's not really allowing the Holy Spirit to move in that person. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But I learned that later.
If you tell people you're a sinner and you're bad, chances are they're not going to like religion.
Yeah, you don't, well,
You don't start on that note.
you don't do that in LA. You can't, you're not in LA. Would I be effective if I go in the corner, repent,
No.
you're a fornicator? I would not be.
You're like, who are you? Weirdo?
I love Jesus. You're going to hell. It just, now it do work for other regions. You have to say, okay. But in LA, it's just not going to work. Would it work?
No.
You're going
I mean,
to
I'm
hell.
sure you'll find somebody.
Well, there is a lot of them out here. You're going, well, they don't say going to hell. Repent
There's people with signs on
out
the side
there.
of the freeway or above it, you're going to hell.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of those. It's not effective in Los Angeles. But the prayer I have for Los Angeles, which what you just said, you just had an experience, is I posted it. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit in all flesh. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old man will dream dreams. Your young man shall see visions. And that's already, that I believe that's what happened to you. Right? Because you saw a vision. Or you experienced something.
I saw an awakening, in myself to achieve something greater than I would normally go for, I guess, or be able to go for.
It's amazing.
It's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Sort of like, David had to fight Goliath. I'm not David at all, but David had to fight Goliath.
You don't know that.
He had many years of training. He didn't know what was coming, but he was just using a sling. And one day, just so happens there's a giant. He's like, oh, okay, this is not a big issue. I can do this.
Maybe you're the David of the generation.
I don't think so. I don't
You
want to
don't
be the
know
David
that.
of the generation.
Yeah, I said a lot of don't want to. Oh.
I would be surprised. I'd be
Why
surprised.
not? Right.
I'll tell you off air. I'll tell you off air.
Oof, somebody's not answering their call. Yeah. So anyways, I learned a lot, Andrew.
Yes.
Oh my God, just learned a lot. And text me if, you're doing trading. Yeah.
See if I'm doing trading.
Yes. Quick ROI, why not? You have any?
Can I close with something?
Yes.
Okay. I think regarding the millennial age, if you are either a millennial or a Gen X addicted to social media, just click the little power button and walk away for a minute. There's a lot out there in the world that's awesome, and chances are whatever your unhappiness or anxiety is will give you the opportunity out there to be solved. It's not really solved in here, and it's not solved with drugs either. I can tell you that the human body is a great thing and it can heal itself in pretty much all circumstances. So I would encourage everyone to go and live life a little bit more. Go see what's out there. You don't know what's out there. It may sound scary, but you might get there and be like, oh, this is not so bad. So that's what I want to say to my fellow Gen Xers or whatever Gen Zers that I am. What am I? I don't even know what I am. To the fellow 26, 7, 8-year-olds out there, life's pretty awesome.
Any word for millennials?
Yeah, we're gonna go generation.
Yeah, damn.
No, just learning how to use technology, and same thing, just get out there. You know, I don't really rely on technology, anyways. I like more person-to-person interactions. You know.
Oh, now it's my turn, Gen X. I learned a lot. Evidently, I am behind, which is a good thing, but at the same time, too, I think listening more to your generation. What would you say? Here's one last question. What you would need from the older generation, the Gen Z? Listening more?
I think there's a huge shift in understanding of politics, and I think it's time for...
Did you say politics?
Yeah. I think my generation's very aware now, and they're very sick and tired of, maybe not your generation, but my dad's generation, the baby boomers, the way they're running things.
Yes.
So that's what we need from them. From you guys, I think
I agree.
You said they're tired of the politics?
we're tired of the bureaucracy, and we're tired of the way you guys have, not you guys, but the way the baby boomers have handled things. It's like, guys, just go retire. Be done. You guys, just be smart with it, I guess. Be smart with everything, you know?
With the technology. Oh, this was really...
Seems like every generation messes up something, so try not to mess up too bad. That'd be my... let us do our thing.
I think ultimately really heal.
Mm-hmm.
Because every generation, someone has to break a cycle for every family. Someone has to answer a call to break the cycle of that household, whatever it is, right? Someone has to answer that call. And usually the people that answers that call are the Davids.
I will say though, the next generation below me, like after me, they're weird. I relate with your generation, I relate with all of the generations.
Her daughter. Why?
They're strange. I mean, not every single one of them. I'm sure your daughter's lovely, but
She's pretty smart.
yeah, no,
But,
and that's good. If they're smart, that's fantastic. But if
Elaborate on the weird.
I'm sure you've heard stories of people in her class or classmates, and you're like, what in the world?
Oh, she's still a toddler.
Oh, is she?
So,
Oh.
She's not there
You're
yet.
talking about 12-ish?
I'm talking like 12 to 18. Really like 13 to 18, 19.
Well, also in Los Angeles, just the identity crisis.
That's not referring to.
That's
I don't know if you guys discussed that, but
No, but it's that
That's a
one.
problem.
it's a huge...
Okay, now for the
weird
Gen
problem.
X and the millennials, our age,
I mean,
it's our responsibility really to stand up
yes.
for those. Okay,
But you guys lead the world next.
I mean, yeah. One of my fears is that they're not letting parents in on their curriculum on the schools, that they're being blocked. And I feel like this is where they're teaching the kids these things. So for me, I'm probably going to homeschool my daughter.
yeah.
Because it seems like, the schooling is just completely...
Not that I agree with it at all, because I don't. And I want to make my stance very clear.
Homeschool?
But no, I like homeschool, and I'm going to do the same one day. But the way they teach them is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I actually looked into it. They'll be like, this jelly bean tastes like... What does it look like this cherry-looking jelly bean tastes like? No, it's peanut butter. Isn't it weird how it looks like something, but it actually tastes different? And you're like,
That's
whoa.
the teaching?
Yeah.
What happened to geometry?
Or whatever it is. But they'll use for, like, kindergartners, third graders. Here's a jelly bean. It looks like it's going to taste like strawberry, and turns out it's actually apple. But it looks like one thing on the outside, but it can be something different on
What
the
subject
inside.
is that?
That's
Philosophy?
mathematics. That's the whole curriculum.
Oh my God.
Whether it's jelly beans or blocks or whatever it is. It's
I
crazy.
don't know. It has a lot to do with the parents, though. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty good with my daughter. She knows 4 languages. She's 4. She knows how to add already. And she's known her whole alphabet since she was 2. So
Well, yeah, that's real good.
You
But then
know?
I do hear some stories where, so basically there's no discipline. It's like anything goes. There's
Well,
no
you're
boundaries.
the teacher. You got tenure.
Mm-hmm.
Teach
There-
whatever you want.
Right.
Anyways.
For public schools. Private schools are a little bit different. But what is it? The Department of Education, or is that what it is? I don't know. But that's getting disbanded under the Trump administration to be reformed by each individual state. So that should be interesting to see how they do that. Regardless, though, very, very in love with the idea of homeschooling, because you can actually raise your kid how you want, how you want them to see the world, not how whatever.
I think this is really
Learn about business. which
Learn
they're
about
not
business,
teaching in
yeah.
schools.
Teach them how to write a
Yeah,
check.
yes. Trading, stock trading.
Did I ever tell you the story? Oh my gosh. You remember the person who was here before you at our company?
The one I replaced.
Yes. My mom had written a check and she was like, cool, what do I do with this?
We're editing. What?
No.
Yeah.
No.
My mom's like, take it to the bank. She's like, and
Hey,
do what?
she's Gen X. We're Gen X.
No, she's a millennial.
Boy, she's
So I was
the same
like,
age. Like,
uh.
oh, she
Anyways,
doesn't
we'll
know.
cut this part out. But yeah, she had no idea what to do with the check. And I was like, what in the world?
Wow.
It was sad. You go deposit it. Well, how do I do that?
Are you kidding me?
No, ask my mom
Well,
and
I had-
ask Rosemary about the story.
I had a real estate client that she was selling her home and buying another one.
Mhm.
And she didn't know how to write a check either. I had
Yeah.
to teach her how to write the check.
Okay, so here's the issue with accountants.
How do you become a senior accountant and not know how to deposit
Okay,
a check?
so let me tell you
That's my
guys.
question.
That is
Okay, let me
crazy.
tell you guys about accountants. Either you get stuck in a box that you don't know common sense. I hate to say that. Or you're one of those unconventional accountants that got out of the accounting box. Okay, there is really such. There's some accountants, they're gonna come for me, but I don't care. That have been accountants for years, never achieved to go in a level of management, and if they did, there's a story behind it, or like there's a box, because there was this owner that mentored me, and he said, do you see my brother? He was mean. Yeah, he is a CPA. Yeah, he works for me, and I'm a millionaire. He's a CPA, he works for me. And I was like, that's really mean that he's saying this analogy. Okay, the difference between me and him, he's stuck in that box. So you as an accountant, he's like, I want you to learn to adjust communication to different people. You can't just, like some computer tech, they talk the computer and you get lost. There's a lot of accountants like that. Now, this is really good.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, and thank you.
Thank you for having me on here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe part 2 with other Gen Z.
My
We'll pick their
girlfriend.
brain. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she has a lot to say with what you're talking about.
She has her own perspective.
Different from you?
We probably share a lot of things, but
Okay.
she's been to her own depths,
Okay.
as I have too. So, yeah.
That's me interesting.
But she did more LA partying. I didn't do LA partying. I mean, I did a little bit, but not really.
Oh, you did Arizona party.
I did.
Yeah.
Arizona is more wholesome.
LA party is which part of LA though? Santa Clarita, LA?
No, Santa Monica, Venice,
Oh,
partying
the
clubs,
Hollywood.
downtown
Yeah, the
LA,
You did you hit that club?
Hollywood.
No, I've never been.
She's never been clubbing.
No, you did
No.
not. Where'd you party?
I mean, I partied in high school a little bit, but I was mainly more work.
Very
focused,
working,
so,
yeah.
Oh, she's a good girl.
Yeah.
She is.
It was just a phase for
You
me.
didn't miss much. I'm going to be
I bet.
honest.
Well, actually, my mom,
You missed it.
my mom was praying because I was like, party again on Sunday. Like it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, and she was crying. She's praying, Lord, please let her stop. Let her stop. But I wasn't bad. We were just dancing. I think, yeah. So anyways, yeah, rolling down Sunset
Her mom's
Boulevard.
watching.
She's fine. She
Anyways.
knows I'm a Christian now.
Good person now. I was not a good person back then. I wasn't.
No,
I was,
I just partied. I just like to live it up. Now I'm living it up for Jesus. So yeah.
cool. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
There you go.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.